WWE in 2025 is bigger, slicker, and more corporate than ever. But as the machine grows, certain things have been lost forever. Here's 10 things you will never see in WWE ever again. Number 1 is unprotected chair shots to the head. WWE is more physical than it was years ago, but some risks just aren't worth it. After decades of concussion research and public backlash, unprotected chair shots to the head are permanently banned. It's all about safety in the TKO era, especially with lawsuits hanging overhead. Next is bra and panties matches. Women in WWE now headline WrestleMania and dominate the card, but there's no turning back to the days of lingerie matches and divas contests. With stars like Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair leading the way, the women's evolution is permanent, and fans expect respect, not objectification. Next is pyro for everyone. In 2025, pyro is reserved for the biggest names only. Think Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, or Logan Paul. Everyone else, they get LED graphics and crowd noise. With budget cuts and a focus on profitability under TKO, Flash is reserved for the elite. Next is totally unscripted promos. Triple H gives his talent some freedom, but don't expect 1999 style unscripted pipe bombs. Promos are still carefully planned, even if they sound more natural. In 2025, you can't risk a viral sponsor controversy in the middle of a live show. Next is beer bashes and adult segments. Gone are the days of Austin flooding the ring with beer or DX pushing the line. In the TKO owned era, there's zero tolerance for HLA, strip teases, or even innuendos. Everything is sanitized for global audiences and peacock deals. Next is shoot fights on TV. The original Brawl for All was one of WWE's most ill-conceived ideas, a chaotic mess driven by ego and fake toughness. Blending legit shoot fights into a scripted show not only confused the audience, but also led to serious injuries and it derailed careers. It clashed with everything wrestling is supposed to be. And for anyone hoping WWE might run it back, don't hold your breath. The tournament's winner, Bart Gunn, ended up getting knocked out cold by real fighter Butterbean at WrestleMania 15 in a humiliating mismatch that made everyone look bad. WWE entirely swept the concept under the rug after that, and for good reason. In 2025, there's no chance for a brawl for all. They learned this lesson. No more shoot fights in a worked environment. Next is racially insensitive gimmicks or segments. Characters like Muhammad Hassan, who was booed simply for being of Middle Eastern descent, or tag teams like Crime Time and the Mexicools, who leaned into racial cliches, wouldn't fly in 2025. Same goes for the outdated portrayal of Saba Simba or Chavo Guerrero's cringeworthy turn as the golf-loving Karen White. These gimmicks may have been accepted or at least tolerated by past audiences, but today they'd be rightfully called out for what they are: tone-deaf, offensive, and lazy storytelling. WWE has moved towards more respectful and authentic portrayals of culture and identity, and there's no going back. Next is an invasion angle. Back in 1997, Paul Heyman brought his gritty ECW crew to Monday Night Raw for a wild cross-promotional showcase. Fast forward to 2001, and WWE tried it again with the WCW-ECW Alliance invasion. While both events made headlines at the time, they ultimately fell short of their potential. Could something like an AEW-WWE invasion happen? Highly unlikely. Those invasions were a part of a very different era, before WWE became the global juggernaut it is today. Instead, WWE prefers to manufacture its own rivalries. Whether it's Raw vs SmackDown, the rise of NXT as a third brand, or the annual Brand Warfare Survivor Series hype, WWE creates the illusion of competition without ever truly involving another promotion. Crossovers are a thing of the past, at least as far as WWE is concerned. Next is men winning women's championships. There was a time when WWE thought it would be hilarious to have men win in women's matches as part of a punchline. An entire division got undermined for the sake of a cheap laugh, usually involving a guy in drag in some outdated humour. That era is gone, and it's not coming back. Since the women's evolution in 2015, WWE has taken huge strides in presenting women's wrestling with the seriousness and spotlight it always has deserved. Gags like men stealing titles from female wrestlers are now relics of a tone-deaf past. The focus today is on legitimate competition, not tired tropes. And last is Vince McMahon ever appearing on WWE TV again. For decades, Vince McMahon was WWE. Whether as the evil Mr. McMahon character or the real-life face of the company, his presence loomed large over everything, from the boardroom to WrestleMania. But those days are officially over. Following a wave of serious legal allegations and investigations that came to light between 2022 and 2024, Vince McMahon permanently stepped away from all public-facing roles in WWE. While his creative fingerprints lingered behind the scenes for a while, the new regime led by Triple H, Nick Khan and others has since fully taken control and ushered in a new era. And WWE has made one thing clear: Vince isn't coming back. There's been zero mention of him on TV, no tributes, no video packages, no surprise appearances. It's as if the company is actively erasing his on-screen legacy to move forward without the shadow of the scandal. As wild as it sounds, the man who created WrestleMania, the Attitude Era and so much more will likely never step foot in a WWE ring again, and that's a line WWE seems unwilling to cross, no matter what.